let's start with asking the judges about their experience here and what you walk away with here from the West Coast.
I apologize, I've lost my voice, so it could be quite difficult to understand, but this is my first experience judging. I've shown in the past on the West Coast, I always love spending time here, and for me it was a fantastic experience. I think all of the riders should be very proud. We tried to build a series of phases that built off of each other, and we wanted everyone to come away from it feeling that they've learned something. And I think all the riders proved that they did, and they could rise to a challenge. And I hope all of you take this as a motivation to keep pushing yourselves and challenge yourselves even more.
We were extremely happy to see that everybody's scores raised considerably in the last phase. It was pretty close, the last phase. So for us, that was an indication that the course rode well. You learned something from the course as you went, even though you were on other people's horses. So obviously you were observing, paying attention, and it looked to me like everybody kind of relaxed and settled into the format, which is a little daunting if you haven't done it before. I don't know what your experiences are, but we were really impressed. We thought at the end it really sorted itself out quite well. There were some little, bobbles in the beginning, but pretty much we're super happy with, the results. And we thought everybody walked away, like Lily said, very positively. And I think you guys all have great futures, and consider this a stepping stone to the future.
So along those lines, if you could each introduce yourself, your age, the name of your horse, and where you're going from here, that would be great.
Hi, I'm Emma Ryko. I'm 17 years old. My horse's name is Campitello 5. He's owned by High Point Farms. I just want to thank them for letting me ride him. He's been such a star. This fall, I'm going back east for indoors and Prix States, and I'm just hoping to do as best as I can. And in the future, I'd love to ride on some American teams and move up in the Grand Prix.
I'm Grace McReynolds. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Colorado Springs, and I rode Springfield Hill, or Billy. Going forward, I'm also going back to indoors, and I hope to be competitive back there and put in some nice trips. And then in the future, I hope to get in the higher levels of the jumpers and hopefully do my first Grand Prix and continue doing them.
Hi, I'm Parker Cliff. I'm 14. I rode Fanad West Rebel, or Rebel. I'm from Sacramento, and we're finishing out the year at Sac International. In the future, I want to be successful in the Grand Prix and the junior jumpers.
Hi, I'm Skylar Wireman. I'm 14, and I rode Hot Pants. He's 21, and he's a lot of fun, and my plans for the rest of this year are to go to indoors and compete in the medals, and also the future is to move up higher in the jumpers and compete on the team. So from this experience, I learned to ride different horses that all are very similar but different in their own way. I also learned new tracks and different tests. The gymnastics phase was fun. There was lots of good tests that set up well for the jumping phase. And the flat phase was all good flat work that taught me more about how to get my horse together.
I think the biggest thing I learned was each phase sets you up for the next. The flat really sets you up for the gymnastics. Gymnastics sets you up for your final round. And it's a great experience to ride other horses. So overall, I think we learned every element to being successful in the big jumpers. You need to have good flat work and good gymnastics. Go out and do your final round, and you have to be able to ride other horses. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things was being able to ride different horses and adjusting to them, which has obviously helped me a lot. And just doing this, it helped me learn how to adjust faster and easier to a complicated course. And then each phase, I think, challenged us in a different way, and it taught me the gymnastics phase, how to collect my horse, how to extend him, and I think it set him up great for this phase. He's very adjustable, which was awesome.
as they've all said, each phase builds off each other, and I think that's really important when you start jumping bigger Grand Prix, having that flat work and gymnastics work. And so I'm going to take all this experience and apply it to my horses, and hopefully it will improve my performance in bigger classes.
Okay, so the question is to Diane, chef to keep, youth chef to keep, about the age of the riders and the span, and what does she think about this for the future?
First, thanks to Blenheim, because this is such a special competition, and qualifying for it is very, very difficult. And seeing the girls ride and do so well, I'm so impressed. We've always looked at the talent search and the winners of the talent search as our up-and-coming high-performance riders, and they have never disappointed. I am always on the hunt as a chef for teams, for our children's and junior teams, for our youngest riders. And as children FEI are 12 to 14 years old and they must jump 1.20 meters, I'm very excited to know and have already had Parker on one of our CSIO teams in Langley, where she did super well. She also did the juniors in the North American Youth Championship, and she is on a very strong path. I just recently met Skylar, and I'm very, very impressed, and I know she's also doing the 1.30 meters. I've yet to really be able to get to know Grace. And, of course, Emma is always on my horizon here, so I'm very pleased that they all did so well. There are very few 12 to 14-year-olds in our country that jump 1.20 meters, maybe 35, and that's pretty amazing. So congratulations to all of you, and I hope to see more of you, Grace, and I know I'm going to see all of you. So thank you very much.